All right. Now, one of the things that I do want to say before we start reading chapter 9 of the Christian faith comes to the British Isles is that in this particular case, we are going to be talking about many different tribes that settled within the British Isles. Now, first off, when he speaks of the British Isles, he's talking about Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales as the main nations of what is today called the United Kingdom. And one of the things that we need to remember is that they all had distinct people groups, distinct tribes, and they were England, Scotland, and Ireland were all settled by people who came from other places. Now, Ireland and England were originally settled by Celts. The descendants of the Celts became known as the Britons, for instance, and they were the people who were there in England when the Romans invaded. They came across the Channel from Gaul, they invaded, they conquered the people after several savage wars and some rebellions, and they ruled them. Then, of course, the Roman Empire fell, and the problem was that the Britons had become very civilized under Roman rule and no longer knew how to defend themselves. They had some very aggressive neighbors to the north, who were the Picts. Now, the Picts were the savage dwellers of the land that we now know as Scotland. But they were not actually the ancestors of the modern Scots, by and large, although through intermarriage some of them might be. But the Picts are one of those tribes that ended up being overwhelmed and disappearing. But the Picts came and they frequently invaded England, and made trouble for the Britons. And then the Britons had to deal with a succession of invasions coming over from Germany. Angles, Saxons,